was bitches out hit me a lot. Like damn, she in her mood. 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 She lit, get money too. Like damn, she in her mood. No friends, I don't fuck with.
Rent is high, food is high, depression is high, my anxiety is high. There's nothing wrong with ghosting someone after the first date. This girl got a BBL before she turned 18. We're just like a little bit more delusional. Hey y'all, it's your girl Kay, but you guys can call me Casey May. And if you're new here, don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And if you're not new here, welcome the fuck back to my channel. If you read today's title, then you already know what kind of video this is gonna be. This is gonna be an unpopular opinions while I beat my face. So we're gonna have a grand old time over here. All products are gonna be listed on screen on this side, so make sure you pay attention. Don't ask me what products I use because you see it. You see it. While you're watching the video, don't be shy. Comment your own unpopular opinions and comment the ones that you feel like you just don't agree with me with and tell me why. But I'm done rambling, y'all. Let's get into the video. Before I start doing anything, I like to apply a little Vaseline to my lips. You can never go wrong with a little Vaseline. To prime my face, I'm going to use this e.l.f. Hydro Grip Primer. I really love this primer. It actually has like a tacky consistency. It just kind of melts your makeup to your face. And I do notice like a visual difference if I use it versus if I don't. And while that's drying, I'm going to be using this e.l.f. Brow Lift to kind of laminate my brows. Getting into my unpopular opinions, my first unpopular opinion is that I'm tired of the men hopping on songs for the girlies. I am tired. I'm gonna repeat it again. I am tired of men hopping on songs for the girlies because Never Gonna Lose Me did not need Lil Yachty. It did not need Bryson Tiller. It needed a Caribou. It needed a Rico Nasty. It needed a Tia Caroni. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Hopefully I pronounced their names right. I'm sorry if I did it. But it needed another girly. If anything, it probably didn't need a remix at all. So for my eyebrows, I just use a brown eyeshadow. I'm using this Natasha Denona. Don't know. I got this in a subscription box. I just use this brown color in here because it gets the job done. My next unpopular opinion is like the older I get, the more I notice that the girls don't know how to grocery shop. The girls do not know how to grocery shop, and I say this because every time I go on Twitter and people are like trying to show off their groceries, it's nothing but fucking junk food, snacks, chips, and it's just bullshit in general. Like, I get that eating a balanced diet is more expensive, but if you can spend $200 on bullshit, you have the resources to buy more nutritious food. Because why is it no fruits, no vegetables, no nutrients? Why are you just vibing? Now, I don't know if y'all seen it, but recently there's been a lot of conversation around Boston Richie and this 18-year-old girl named Tatiana Chanel. And the reason that there's so much conversation about it is because Boston Richie is like a 26, 27-year-old dating a newly fresh 18-year-old. And I feel like with that situation, like, yes, Boston Richie is a weird ass nigga. Like, the fact that he can't find someone around his age that looks probably just the same as her, I feel like that screams big loser energy. But I also feel like we need to be side-eyeing her parents. Parents are the ones who are responsible for like guiding and protecting their daughter. I just don't understand how as a parent you allow your child to date someone who's nearly 10 years older than them. Like, there's no way you see this 26-year-old man talking to your daughter, you think that he genuinely has her best interest at heart. It's also like, why was her parents so comfortable with her presenting herself as she does on social media? Like, I get it, she's a model, but this girl got a BBL before she turned 18. Getting a surgery like that before you turn 18, your parents had to sign off on that. The whole thing just makes me want to side eye her mama, and then her mama be defending her daughter's actions. Like, I get it. You do always want to, you know, defend your child, but at the same time, I would hope that at least in private, she's having these conversations with her daughter as well. The eyebrows look a little crazy right now, but that's because you haven't concealed them. We haven't concealed them. I'm going to conceal using this Fenty Pro Filter Concealer in the color 530. And not too much on this brush. My dog did chew on it a little bit. My next unpopular opinion is that men are not visual creatures. And I say that because every so often, like, we hear it from men, we hear from women, that men cheat because they're visual creatures. But the reality of it is that men are just shallow. That's what it's called shallowness. And I'm going to insert a TikTok that this opinion was kind of like sprouted from.
By the way, men aren't just visual creatures. Yeah, remember how they were like, men are just visual creatures. There's a phrase for it. There's a word for it. It's not visual. You're just shallow. You're shallow because that's what it's called when women date just for abs and arms and nice cars.
Yeah, so shout out to the creator for giving me the idea. I feel like these podcasts, or maybe not even just these podcasts, like maybe society in general has consistently told men that they're just visual creatures, so they're not to be held accountable for cheating or for their sexual desires because they're just visual creatures. When the reality of it is, if anybody was a visual creature, I feel like it would be women. I feel like women would be the visual creatures because we like our space pretty. We like to look pretty. I feel like that's what would make us visual creatures. Like, they could be visual creatures, but are we any less visual creatures? It just really doesn't make sense. Okay, so I did the Fenty Pro concealer for under my brows because it's a little bit lighter than my skin tone. But for the top of my brows, I like to go in with the concealer that's more my color. I'm going in with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the color Tan Latte. My next unpopular opinion is that colorism isn't that hard to understand. Like, I feel like colorism is really only a topic that we discuss online, because when I talk to people outside of like social media communities, their only understanding of colorism is, I don't like you because you're dark skinned, and they don't understand how colorism manifests in real world conversations or interactions. They don't understand that, for example, the girl who wanted a lash model, like the service provider who only wanted a lash model who was light skinned because it's more aesthetically pleasing. I don't understand how people don't understand that, like, seeing light skin as more aesthetically pleasing or more marketable, those things are just as well rooted in colorism. And maybe that opinion doesn't seem unpopular to people who are chronically online, but I promise you, in real life, in the real world, people do not understand colorism. Like, people have very basic knowledge of what colorism is. My next unpopular opinion is that I feel like as a woman, a lot of us overestimate our roles in men's life to the point where we think that we got these men wrapped around our fingers, but the reality is, no, we don't. We really don't. We're just like a little bit more delusional. You know, we're a little delusional, and there's nothing wrong with being a little delulu, but I feel like we have to connect with reality and just understand that these men really don't give a fuck. There's nothing that makes us more different from the next woman besides like our accessibility. They don't give a fuck how pretty we are or how good our punani is. And now, am I saying that no woman has a man wrapped around her finger, that she ain't gotta do shit, and that a man is just loyal to her just because of it's her? I'm not saying that. Some women do got it like that, but I don't think most of us, I don't even think half of us got it in us the way we think we do. That's including me, because I'm a little delulu too. Okay, my next unpopular opinion, this is another one that may not seem like an unpopular opinion because it's like, it seems like common sense, but it's also something that's like easier said than I guess done, maybe, because you don't gotta do shit. But understand that your partner treating you bad or treating you like shit, treating you mean, that just means they don't like you. And it's not really that difficult to understand. If somebody's treating you like shit, it don't matter how much they say they like you or that they love you or how attractive they find you, they don't like your ass. Because when you actually like someone, when you're actually in love with someone, you actually treat them like you do. And that's why I don't accept people who will be like, oh, somebody can cheat on you and still love you. I don't agree with that, because cheating is not an act of love. So for my eyelids, I like my eyelids to match the rest of my face. So I'm going in with this Fenty foundation. This is their Pro Filter foundation in the color 420. I feel like every black girl is 420, and I don't know why. But yeah, don't let anybody tell you twice that they don't want you, whether it's through their words or through their actions. Don't let nobody tell you they don't want you twice. Don't end up being anybody's Krishan to their blue face.
If I jumped off a bridge, would you jump with me? Sure. But you jump first though, and then I'm gonna jump second, so I can see like if you make it.
Don't be a Zanique to Izzy.
When did you know I was the one?
What makes you think you're the one?
Don't be a Tamar to that white man. My next unpopular opinion is that this Young Thug trial just doesn't feel real. Like, this trial is actually fucking hilarious. And the reason I think it's so hilarious is because, like, everybody's treating these jury members like they're fucking dumb or like they're gullible. And if Young Thug gets off, then yeah. So I went in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer again just to highlight my face. Now I'm just gonna spray it with this Mario Badescu aloe water. and use my little fan I got off Amazon to let it dry. There's no way that Young Thug's lawyer actually believes that people are going to think that Thug stands for truly humbled under God.
Truly humble under God.
Or pushing P is pushing positivity. In my opinion, people on social media talk so much that like it takes one Google search from a juror to be like, this not adding up. And everybody's saying like, oh, Young Thug's lawyer is cooking. Cooking what? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, and I ain't gonna believe it until he get off. Young Thug has his friend or associate, I think his name like Stick or something. I would put a couple videos of him up.
What does it mean?
Good question. That's a good question. So, the S is for slow, the L is for love, the I is for I, the M is for me, and the E for everything. So, it's abbreviated for BFL. So I got the money bag first, so it stands for bank first and last. Basically, put your money first and last.
And it does not stand for blood for life.
No. That's why the money bag, I actually got that's why the money bag right there.
Okay. Why is that red star there?
I wanted to add some color to it, and red is the only color that my body will take because of my dark skin. I got this tattoo in juvenile, so when I came home from juvenile, it was just like an outline with no color in it. So Boo took me to the tattoo shop to get it fixed, and he paid for it, and he used to often joke with me about it, the B stand for Boo.
What did you mean for it to stand for?
I just wanted it fixed.
And so what was it standing for when it was outlined?
Boss, it got dice in the middle of it. We gamble.
Okay.
And I feel like the way he's answering the questions, answering the questions but not saying too much, that's also fucking hilarious, because you can tell that the other team basically thinks that these niggas are stupid. And then there's the fucking Zoom call. Niggas in court don't have the, I guess they're like recording the trial on Zoom, and the Zoom do not be muted, so people be like, oh, free Slime, free Thug, mistrial, just screaming out in the middle of court.
Free Thug, mistrial, free Thug, mistrial. Free Thug, mistrial, free Thug, mistrial. Free Thug, mistrial, free Thug, mistrial, free Thug, mistrial, free Thug, mistrial. Free Thug, free Thug, mistrial.
Like this is not real. This is the most unserious trial I ever seen in my life, and I'm loving it. I'm loving every minute of it. My next unpopular opinion is that drinking and smoking is becoming a little too casual. Like, I get it. It may not seem as bad as like what our parents used to do in the past, because niggas used to do coke, crack and cocaine like openly. But at the same time, it's like nobody can stand being sober. Like, nobody ever wants to be sober. Like, before we do anything, somebody needs to get high or somebody needs to get drunk. Now, when I say like it's becoming too casual, I don't think either of these things are bad in moderation. But I feel like it's just becoming too common. We have to do it. Like, we have to do it. There's so many people who I know that drink regularly, so they're unknowingly addicted, or they're using it as a crutch, and I just feel like it's going too far. It's going a little bit too far. So now I'm going in with my Fenty foundation all over my face. My next unpopular opinion is that dating is so hard because everybody's trying to be manipulative and make people play games to figure out if like that's the type of person that they want to be with. Like, nobody actually sits down and asks the hard questions. Instead, they rather like put you up to a test and see how you respond, when in reality you could just ask me how I felt. And then also everybody's like pointing the finger at somebody else, like what somebody else is doing, not really realizing that like if you've had nothing but failed talking stages in your however many years of life, maybe there's something that you could potentially work on as well. Like, maybe it's not just the other person. Maybe we need to stop pointing fingers. Maybe you need to admit to yourself that you have trust issues. Maybe you need to admit to yourself that the type of people that you're dating don't align with the lifestyle and the character that you're actually looking for in a partner. I don't know. Going back in with this Fenty concealer to highlight the inner parts of my eyes. Speaking of dating, my next unpopular opinion is that there's nothing wrong with ghosting someone after the first date. And maybe because I do it, like, I get it how like disappointing it can be, knowing that, like, especially if you thought the date went well. I understand how disappointing that could be. The point of dates is to give somebody the option to, you know, figure out if this is for them or if it's not for them. And if it's not for them, then that's cool. That's good for you as well, because now you're not wasting your time. So I've been trying to go in with contour recently. I got this e.l.f. Halo Glow contour wand, and I don't contour my nose because I don't know how to contour my nose. Like, I be seeing people do it, but my nose is just so fat and full, like, I just leave it alone. I don't need to look like anything else. This is my nose. My next unpopular opinion is that there's no one in Little RT's life who actually cares about him. If you don't know who Little RT is, I'm gonna post like a little clip of him, because you probably seen him on your Twitter feed, on TikTok or something. You've seen this little boy.
I just caught you on bootywatches.com. How you feel, bro?
Smell that shit.
Hey,
come here.
Hey, he said come here right quick. He said come here right quick. Bro, you just got looking at some ass, bro. Hold on, bro. What?
I what pad do it?
I didn't mention the contour color. The contour shade is tan/deep, and then I'm also using the Halo Glow blush by e.l.f. and this is in the color Berry Radiant. It's such a fucking cute color. But the reason I say that about Little RT is because there's no reason this 9-year-old little boy, mind you, he looked like he's 5, but this 9-year-old little boy is constantly like cussing, hanging around adults, around guns, drugs. That's just not the environment for a little boy. And not to mention, like, he's probably the breadwinner in his family, so they probably don't have as much say-so in what the fuck he can or can't not do. If I'm bringing in the money to pay the bills, who are you to tell me what I can and cannot do? But low-key, like, he 19 years old. He probably don't even know he paid the bills. But I think the like crazy thing is, like, he can't do all of this in front of his mama too. That's why I be saying, like, we need to side eye these parents. Because why are you not saying nothing to that baby? We've seen adults crash out in this industry. We've seen grown men crash out in this industry. So it's like, why would you want to subject your child into the same thing? So the blush I'm gonna place on top of this is like my favorite blush. This is actually the Milani cream blush, and this is in the color Blushing Berry. My next unpopular opinion is that women should carry condoms. And I say this because there was like a discourse on Twitter that, like, if a woman carries a condoms, people automatically think like she's a hoe and that she's just out here having sex with anyone. But the reality is, a lot of these men, before you even link with them, before they even leave the house to link, they already have their mindset on having sex with you and don't bring a condom. Like, their intentions is to have raw sex with you. So I feel like if any man shames you for having your own condoms, it's because his intentions weren't in the right place anyways. Like, STDs are at an all-time high, and in this economy, especially where I live in Texas, where women are having their rights to their bodies stripped away, we cannot afford accidental pregnancies. So I feel like if you want to carry them fucking condoms, not if you want to, you definitely need to, as a woman, carry your own fucking condoms. And my recommendation is the skin condoms. 10 out of 10, but mind your fucking business, because we grown. And if any of my parents see this, I'm sorry. I ain't sorry. I'm being safe. Alright, so now I'm going in with this Huda Beauty powder in the color Banana Bread, and I've been using this stuff for years. My next opinion is that the reason teens and kids seem so grown now is because they don't have shit. They have nothing. And when I say they have nothing, I mean, like, back in the day, our cartoons were A1. We had clothing stores for us. We had magazines dedicated to us. We always, like, as kids, we always had spaces. And I feel like nowadays the lines have been so blurred, especially with social media, like adult content. I don't mean like that type of adult content. I'm saying like adult business is just so accessible. And that's like when people be saying kids don't know their place, they don't. Because our business is so accessible. As far as kids spaces are concerned, I feel like back in our day, our shows used to have like meaning. They were fun, they were relatable, but there's also like a message behind our TV shows. I can even watch our shows now and still be like, okay, like this was a good show. Like even now I still learned something. If anything, I know more so what the message is. But like these kids shows now, from what I've seen, they seem a little too goofy even for the kids. Like I feel like the kids are probably like, what the fuck is this? There are no stores for kids. The closest thing the kids got to like a teen magazine is like the teen shade rooms. So like the kids don't have no business to mind. My next unpopular opinion is I just hate that men nowadays don't want to get married. It is not even like for like good reason, like how people who don't want kids say it's because of the world we live in or that they can't afford to have kids, things like that. It's because they don't want to give a woman half of what they earn or some shit like that, knowing damn well they making minimum wage $10 an hour. And it's just like, sir, she don't want your $5. Like, as a young man right now, what genuinely is the benefit of fucking with you? Like, what would she actually want from you if you were to get married today? So I'm going back in with this bronzer. I don't even know what palette this is. This was also something I got in the subscription box. But like I said, it is going to be on the screen. My next unpopular opinion, and this ain't even unpopular, but I feel like too, like people who are already established, this is unpopular, and I don't understand why, but it's like life is on hard mode right now. Bills are high, rent is high, food is high, depression is high, my anxiety is high, and I don't understand like what in society needs to be done so that like we can afford to live without having to work hard. And I know that like my generation has this stigma behind us that like, oh, we don't want to work hard, but it's like, why does life have to be hard? There's a woman on TikTok saying like, yes, there's benefits to working hard to get things that you want, but working hard all the time is just not necessary. Like, there's no reason that like it's hard to find a job, it's hard to make your rent, it's hard to afford food and necessities. Those things shouldn't be hard. I should not feel accomplished for paying my rent or for being able to buy food for myself. Those things are necessities. And then the job market be pissing me off because it's like, oh, hold up. Next, I'm going in with this L'Oreal Infallible blah, 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 blah. Infallible blah. It's gonna be on the fucking screen. I'm going in with this blush in the color Flawless Coral. And I know y'all like, girl, don't you have enough blush on now? But yeah, the job market shit too, because they always tell us like our whole life, everyone has told us like, hey, go to college, get you a degree so that you can get a good job. And then when we graduate college, everybody's like, oh no, you don't need to go to college, get a certificate, get experience, blah blah blah. I'm like, bro. And now these entry-level jobs want 10 years experience to pay you the least for you to do the most. Who the fuck do they think I am? Y'all gonna teach me how to do the job regardless, okay? I understand like wanting someone a little bit more seasoned, but it's an entry-level position for a reason. I low-key want to do like a smoked out eyeliner. I'm about to use the eyeshadow palette that I use for my brows. Now I'm just gonna be using this lash glue. I think this is the Kiss lash glue. I like to apply it directly on my waterline, not my waterline, my lash line. I'm using these lashes from Amazon. For lips, I like to go in with this Maybelline gel pencil liner, which I might not purchase again. I'm gonna just get a regular pen because with these you can't sharpen them, you can't get no more product. Once your product is gone, it's just gone. Next, I take this NYX Smooth Whip matte lip cream in the color Kitty Belly, whatever the fuck that means. Just add like a little bit of it. And then on my top lip and my edges, I use this NYX, this is Milky Gloss, and this is in the color, child, I don't know. All right, y'all, this is the final look. Rate my look 1 through 10. And also while you edit, comment below which of my opinions do you agree with, which ones do you not agree with. Just let me know tea. And then what are your unpopular opinions? But all right, y'all, don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, do all that great stuff. I'll see you guys next time.
My new bitch look like Halle Berry, but she don't love me.